Okay, guys, auction, property's not selling at auction. Does it mean that the campaign and the property is a dud? Is the auction the ruler of the roost? We want to talk to you guys about some very interesting scenarios. Stay tuned. I just had to laugh to myself, Mark, because I forgot. I forgot something. That's all right. You got the.
I said to Lise, when you're ready for me to do the intro video, when you finish talking, touch your hair.
And I'm always touching my hair, but this particular occasion I didn't. Oh, that's so funny. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Mrs. Novak. How are you?
Good. Yeah, really good. Really good. Oh, I have like I've got a new look. I've got a banner across my head.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. It's like it's a headband. It's nice. I like it. Novak headband.
Yeah.
Auctions, Mark. Interesting things, aren't they? Because, there's many an agent. There's many an agent. There's many a buyer. There's many a seller that claim that the auction is the ruler of the real estate world.
Look, it's fairy tale, when it all goes well. And it's what we all gun for, but sometimes love just doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah. So, interesting stats, guys. 1/3 of properties sell pre-auction, 1/3 sell at, and 1/3 sell post. So this morning we just want to talk you guys through one particular scenario, but there's been actually quite a few where things have really started to heat up after the auction, and why and why's that happened. Oh, good morning, Rosie. Actually, we need to organise a time to get Mr. Sullivan on Novak News. It's been a while. We're coming for you, Rosie. It's been a long while. It's been a long while. Morning, Jeff. Good morning, guys. Good morning to everyone who tuned in. So we're talking about auctions being the ruler of the roost, and in this particular situation, actually, there's been a couple lately where, thank goodness, these properties did not sell at auction because things started to really heat up post-auction. Let's talk about One Bix Road in DY, Mark.
Yep. Let's talk about it.
Beautiful property. I called it the little house on the prairie. Those of us who are old enough will understand what that is. It was a really quaint little house that needed an enormous amount of work. Probably one of the oldest properties in DY, the oldest original houses remaining in DY. It sat on a 550 square metre corner block, which is just golden.
I love a corner block.
Why do you love a corner block?
Granny flats. I think you can put a second house there, get a huge income, and it doesn't really impede on the house. Love it.
And people do love corner blocks for that reason. They're really easy to build on ordinarily. And Mark, as you said, you can have two different street accesses when you've got multiple dwellings on a corner block, a granny flat and a house. So this was great. It had been in the same family since 1958. Now, the last time I had taken a very similar property like that to market was a property at 2 Lewis Street in Balgowlah Heights. Much smaller block. House was also reasonably unlivable. And we ended up with 21 registered bidders. And that property sold for $570,000 above reserve. One Bix Road, I mean, one would assume it was going to be a really similar campaign. The market went a little bit rickety in the meantime. A bit more stock came on.
I reckon it has. Yeah, with the stock coming on, I think it got a bit rickety.
Yeah.
For anyone that's not knowing, I guess, look, we're on the coalface. We're seeing daily inquiry rates go up, go down daily. Like, people don't look at the property market for years and years. We're looking at it hour by hour, day by day, and yes, it is rickety.
Actually, right at the end of this session, I just want to talk about the spring selling season and what the hell has happened, and what my crystal ball prediction is as well. But back to One Bix Road, guys. So we get to, I just want to tell you one thing about the property. There was an easement going right through the middle of the land. So what that meant was ordinarily you cannot build over that easement. It's stormwater. So the house sits to the front of the land. So that really did freak out some buyers.
And it was
that
a chunky
build over the top of it.
It was a chunky easement, that thing. Like that was, and it is something people should look out for, by the way. But it did really influence the value, because anyone looking to buy that house would not be able to build a whatever they want house on that block like you would normally assume you could.
But there was already a house there, and the house was already sitting to the front of that. So if you can imagine, you could sort of build it either side of that easement. Maybe one house with a connecting deck or something like that to the other side, something along those lines. Anyway, we come to auction day last Saturday. Tons of people. I had over 200 people. There it is. There's that easement right there. Yeah.
Fat. Real fat.
She's a beauty. So auction day, Mark, last Saturday.
It was emotional, and you know what? To be in a family for 58 years.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! Can you imagine the memories you would have in that one home with grandkids and kids and nephews and nieces and cousins and partners? Like, it would have been like a whirlwind of emotion when you sell something like that. Make no mistake.
Well, absolutely it was. And I was dealing with 3 of the executors. So it was really, and they were the children. It was not a deceased estate, FYI, but it was a really emotional sale. It really was. And we had over 200 people come through the property. So last Saturday, auction day, 2 registered. And when Vic LaRusso, absolute legend of an auctioneer, started the auction, no bidding.
And I was like, yeah, this is just normal, people just put their hands in their pockets.
Interesting. So, and FYI, I had a very, very reasonable reserve, and I had vendors that were saying, listen, whoever's registered here or any other parties, let them make us an offer. We are all ears. We are all ears to offers. So come Saturday afternoon, I'm absolutely swamped with inquiry. What happened at Bix Road? What did it sell for? Why didn't it sell? Where are the offers at? And then it started. The avalanche of inquiry and the avalanche of buyer interest started.
Yeah.
And we ended up having an auction right after the auction.
Weirdest thing.
Weirdest thing. Bizarre.
And 4 weeks, it's the weirdest thing.
It was really bizarre. And even I ended up having to call it what's called a best and fairest, which is when we have multiple parties.
Like an auction after the auction, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, we used to call them silent auctions. We're not allowed to now, but it was a best and fairest. So all interested parties submitting their absolute highest offers and their conditions in writing. And we called it at 7 o'clock. I think it was, it's been a long week, but I think it was Monday or Tuesday night. Anyway, interesting.
Yeah.
It might have been Tuesday. One particular family, the dad was helping out these beautiful younger children. One particular family had written a really nice letter. We're a young family. We're wanting to build our first home here. We've just had our first baby, and wrote this beautiful letter. We noted that you had some amazing pianos and bits and pieces. My wife's a piano teacher. And on went the story. So,
and plucking the heartstrings of the sellers.
But it was true, and it was, it was actually a beautiful story, and I was selling for a beautiful family, an emotional sale. And the vendors ended up choosing the young family for less money because they wanted that home to be passed on to another young family. And that was their choice. And there was much more money on the table. But that was the decision.
There were 3 offers.
Very unusual campaign.
3 offers. And when all the offers came in, I was certain, if I was a betting man, I would have bet that I knew how that was going to work out. And for them to come back at the lowest of the 3 offers that were made and saying, we'll take those people, I was floored.
Yeah, me too. We were all shocked. I mean, even Mark, even when they called me that night to say, you know, we're going with the young family. And I said, sorry, could you just let me know the names? And because I was like, because there was quite a big difference between the offers. But, you know, again, that was the vendor's choice. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful ending for the vendors who feel very comfortable that their family home that they've owned since 1958 was being passed on to another beautiful young family. They obviously saw some similarities there.
I can't see why we can't talk about the figures.
We can if you like, I don't mind.
31 grand less.
Not a small amount.
So what? Yeah, one offer 165, 1651, and
681.
681, and none of them knew what each other were offering. And the owner went with the lowest one. I think that's unbelievable.
Lowest offer. Love the story. They absolutely love the story. But guys, the moral to this particular story is the auction happened after the auction. And let me tell you, that's the recap in 5 minutes. This went on for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days actually. Saturday afternoon, Sunday, Monday, all day Tuesday. This just went on and on. Actually, I think Wednesday we exchanged, Mark. I think it was Wednesday night.
Yeah, Tuesday night is when the decision was made, and Wednesday was when the business was done.
It was just unbelievable. So, guys, understand that if a property has not sold at auction, we're going to talk about 65 Samuel Street as well in a moment, Mark. Yeah. I think that was the other one where you guys had the auction after the auction. Understand that if a property did not sell at auction, there's multiple reasons why it didn't happen. Multiple. And I could tell you so many times when this exact occurrence has taken place, where we've had an auction after the auction. It's that good old theory of the fear of missing out. And a clever agent will know how to build urgency and how to wrap a campaign straight away around an auction that has been passed in. How do you create that urgency? Because you actually have got quite a small window to be able to do that.
And look, it's amazing that the owner could freelance a little bit in terms of selecting a buyer. So past the auction, the owner had more flexibility to choose who they wanted to take on their family home of 58 years. There's a beauty in that as well. There was you know, there was flexibility for the owner. There was a beauty in that for the owner. There was great for the buyers. It added a bit more calm. Look, I think also, you know, be cool. Like, I think, you know, being able to just pace it a little bit, I think also allowed the owner to have that flexibility. So, you know, if it does go before the auction or does sell during the auction or after, particularly the after sort of sellers, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like,
And also, Mark, I just want to add in there, what happens when a property passes in at auction is it actually gives a vendor time to reflect. So in the heat of the moment, I can tell you now that those vendors came up to me on Saturday. I had 2 of them on the phone, I beg your pardon. One of them came up to my car and just said, like, just, you know, bring us any offers. Like, we're really motivated. I'm confident that they would have done a deal at almost within reason any level on Saturday afternoon. So understand that when a property does not sell in the heat of the market, it does, again, you've got this very small window. But then after that, after the heat's come out of that whole auction and the vendors have had time to think, how many times, Mark, have they said, you know what, maybe we just, you know, we won't sell. Maybe we are going to wait. They become less and less motivated. And sometimes these properties end up for selling for more post-auction than that what they would have in the heat of the moment. Look what happened in Mona Vale with you guys with that auction.
Sold 2.5 weeks later, sold for more. And it's like, you know, that patience won the owner $60,000. So it's interesting that, you know, I think the message today is certainly I wouldn't cut and run if I was a seller as much as your agent tells you to. I would definitely sort of reflect on if it, you know, is it really the best price that you're getting in the market? And if it is, cut and run. But if you certainly don't feel settled or good about it, you don't want to have regrets. It's going to stick with you a very, very long time, that regret. So you sometimes may have to go through that process of back on the market, with the price straight after the auction. It is very raw. It's even a little bit embarrassing for the agent, for the seller. But, you sort of, suck it in and off you go.
Well, yes and no. I mean, and don't forget, guys, as agents, we know the backstory the vast majority of the time of the vendors. We know the backstory.
Yeah.
So, in this particular situation, I literally, as soon as Vic had passed the auction in on Saturday, I had actually said to the crowd, guys, I know what's going to happen here. We are going to have an auction after the auction. This property is going to be sold, and it's going to be sold very quickly. Because I knew I had very motivated vendors, and I knew full well that the next decent offer that I was presented with, we were doing a deal. So, we know the backstory. Now, also, I think there is
And there's
huge
more
value. Hey?
And there's more?
There's more.
Wow.
But I know that there's huge value in a buyer also letting a vendor in a little bit on their story. I really think that there's value there. That won this beautiful young family, that property. It did.
Yeah.
For the vendor, it wasn't about the money.
Well, make no mistake, life's not all about the money, kids. And when you look at these buyers sharing their personal feelings with the sellers, which they sent to you, Lisa. You guys sent it to the owner on the request. That won the property clearly for them over the money.
Yeah,
over the money.
It did. 8 Farnell Street, Mark, I just want to quickly tap on that one. 8 Farnell Street, that beautiful house down on the beachfront in Curl. Magnificent property. We had registered bidders at the auction. All the bidders sat on their hands and did absolutely nothing. We
Another example.
Very, very quickly. There was a lot of strategy going on there, but we did pass the auction in. And then guess what? We're in negotiations post-auction now. With an interested party that was there on the day. So we're in that sort of mid-teen region there now.
Guess what I'm just about to tap on?
What?
That.
What's that? Oh, that looks nice. Am I getting a new car?
Yeah, I'm about to tap on it. I'm on a drive day. CBA Bank's taking us on a drive day. Not going to buy anything. Don't tell anyone. Not buying shit. But it's a great experience. We're going to go to the Southern Highlands today.
Hey guys, I reckon that's code for Mark buying me a new car, and this is like the decoy. That's what I reckon. That's what's happening here. I'm onto it, Mark. I'm onto you. I can see your poker face, Mark. I can see it.
Don't set yourself up for disappointment. But maybe
I don't want a four-wheel drive, FYI.
That's not a four-wheel drive. Didn't you say the other one?
Yeah, no, that one I'm happy with. Nice convertible would be good though.
Yeah.
They're hot.
No, the
see if you can do some socials while you're there.
I don't know. You reckon that's a bit wanky?
No, people love cars.
Yeah.
Just like we show people around beautiful property. Definitely not. Hey, Mark, can we just talk really quickly, please? I want to talk about the spring season.
Sure.
I've
got to go.
I know, so do I. But just real quick, because, guys, what I'm seeing that's happened on the Northern Beaches is we had the mad rush of spring stock. It all got pushed forward. The weather was great and the buyers were out. So all the vendors went, let's get the property on the market. I reckon spring going to be quiet with stock levels. Guess what I reckon is going to happen?
What do you reckon is going to happen, Lise?
I reckon we're not going to see many listings come on for spring. I reckon it's turned into a buyer's market momentarily. And I reckon in about 4 to 6 weeks' time, it's going to flip into a seller's market with low levels of stock and talks about these interest rates starting to come off toward the end of the year. Wait, I reckon the hot market is coming. There ain't no mortgage cliff, guys. We haven't seen it on the Northern Beaches, FYI. These vendors that are selling, that spring selling season's moved forward to August. These vendors, the ones that I'm dealing with, they're definitely not selling because they can't afford to keep their properties. A variety of other reasons, but not that.
If those rates come off, booyah to a strong property market if those rates come off.
And if those rates go up, God help people, because it's I was talking to one of the banks the other day.
It is
seriously.
So
one more interest rate rise is going to be a real problem.
I feel like we're on the knife's edge. I feel like it's sort of if the rates go up, it's like no, it's like watching a car crash slowly. And if the rates go down, it's like, ooh, that's probably going to stir up the market a little bit. So
I'm with you
for a while.
Literally on a knife's edge. Mark, drill them today. You're with CBA. See what
I'm with CBA private today. I'll get a social with them. I'll get a social with the CEO of the private bank.
Hey guys, can I also just say, and this is not a paid advertisement, they are a phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal bank, and they're a bank that are full of real human beings. I cannot speak. This is not a paid advertisement. They are phenomenal people. We've been using them for quite some time now. Absolutely phenomenal.
Go CBA.
That's it. That's a show. Have fun. Drive safe. See you guys.
Do you want to see the car again before I go?
Yes. Are you going to get out?
Are
you getting out?
I'm going to put that camera on. I'm going to put the camera on for the back. Back camera. Back camera.
Go, Mark. You can do it.
Look at that. Look at that, kids.
Wow.
Look.
Oh la la. Oh, beautiful.
I'm going to drive the whole family today. I'm buying one. I'm dreaming, kids.
Stunning.
Come on.
See you guys. Have a great day.
See ya. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.